Good evening everybody, welcome to round 11 of the Contest of Speed Tier 3 Championship. We're live from the virtual version of Hockenheim. My name is Dan, I'll be your commentator this evening as always, and alongside me is the ever-present, it's Matt.
Hi Danny. Hi everyone. Yeah, we're back at Hockenheim. Well, it's been a while, and it should be an interesting race because we just done a practice session with a couple of tier 3 guys, and let's just say they're very much on the tier 2 pace. So there's a few names out there. Dabclan and Sergey was looking particularly quick in practice, so those will be my guys I'm going to root for or have as favourite for this evening.
Sergey and Dabclan. Perry of course will always be up the top, Jacob as well. Oh Dominic, you're not going to be here. Why? No! No! Alright, we'll jump to the first man on track. Yeah, first man on track is Thomas, fresh from his podium last time out. He'll be hoping to at least match it, if not go one better today. He's out on the soft tyre early on, so
that's
if he was
suggesting on the balanced tyre selection choice.
You could say the balanced or harder selection choice, but it also means if he's going for a one stop, he's giving himself one shot at this, and he's going early. So recommended strategy for the race is going to be a one stop. That's soft to medium or vice versa. The reverse is potentially a better strategy, although you'll have to fight your way through traffic if you can't qualify relatively high up on those medium tyres. Two stop is an option, but it's by far slower than the one stop. So
I also heard rumours that depending how good you are on your tyres, the very, very, very left field option is ultra softs and mediums.
That is a possibility. We may see someone going on to that. And news from the pit lane, Jacob selected the softer compound choice, so only has ultra soft tyres to qualify on.
There will be definitely, well, two stopping or what we've just discussed.
Dabclan has left the session, hopefully he can get back in. Thomas coming round to set the first time lap of the day, runs wide at the final corner, that might invalidate. We'll see. No, it doesn't. Crosses the line with a time of 1 minute 12.5.
Very respectable considering that's effectively a one-shot quali.
It is.
That's not what we're getting anyway.
That's not a bad time. I would expect that to be beaten though, and I would expect whoever ends up on pole position to be maybe a second quicker than that.
I'm looking at Perry. Perry's gone out with ultra soft tyres, just coming towards the end of that, and he has bailed out.
He's bailed out. Doesn't want to set time on them. I don't think many people will. They'll be going out in the ultra softs now to warm up, get used to the track, find their feet. I can't invite you, Davglan. You're gonna have to find someone in the pit lane to do that for you. Spectators can't invite, it's only drivers, I'm afraid. If any of the other drivers... he's in. It's all good. So, who's next up?
Very cagey. Playing very cagey.
They are. Now you see, I'm just thinking, if I'm Jacob now, I'm not going to bother qualifying. Or if I am, I'm going to wait till the end and try and get to 11th place, because he's... his only chance of, I think, getting a good result here is to start 11th and then go on to the reverse. Start mediums, go to softs, or get lucky with a safety car and a two-stop.
which is a possibility depending on where the driver spins out, because we had one. I've had one in practice tonight. I don't want to mention any names, but that person knows who it is. Caused a safety car, and that was out for a good 4 laps.
So it's a possibility. Safety car isn't unheard of. Eat the cookie, fastest 112.3. We're currently on board with the new driver for tonight, taking over in the Ferrari.
I'm gonna go with
Tiggerby. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Tig, done.
Tig,
Sorted.
call him Tig.
Yep.
Classic playground game.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. It's 114.9 on the mediums. I would imagine he'll come back in, bolt the softs on and go again.
Yep.
Will we get anybody qualify on the ultra soft? That's the question.
Lee? I know I did it last season.
Sergey's gone third on mediums. Yeah, you did it last season and it didn't help, did it? Really?
I may or may not have been involved in some incidences with drivers that are currently now in Tier 1, but you know.
Oh, you got away with it. There's nothing doing.
Yeah, okay, decent, mate. Totally.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Sergey's going again on his mediums, so we'll stay with him. I'm not sure he's going to have enough ERS to be able to improve here, but we'll find out.
It's very low on fuel as well.
He might have just left it in mode 5. But we'll find out. It comes down towards Sachs curve.
I was going to say something, but I know if I said it, you'd be crying inside. So
I wouldn't be crying inside. And he dives into the pit lane. He just left it in mode 5 to fool us all. It's got to one of your picks for potential race winner. Warm Pole, aka Dab Clan. Coming into the third sector, into the stadium. Through the final corner.
It's we've not seen many times, but there is possibly a reason behind that. Quite easy to get a corner cut / track extend warning.
There is, yeah. Dabplan just had that. He set a 13.4 on his mediums and invalidated the lap, so he's going again. We'll stay with him.
Yep.
Ricky says Tiggerby for a debut podium.
Ooh.
That's bold, I think, mate. But
maybe
we wish him the best. Maybe he did scout him.
Yeah.
Still waiting for a couple of the big guys to go out on the softest, well, on the soft tyre. So Perry, Jacob of course can't. Sergey, we want to see go out on them. Here comes Dabclan. He's out of ERS through the final corner, but it should be enough for him. Powers for the line. Goes P5, 112.8 on mediums. Half a tenth behind Sergey, so we're seeing the pace of the medium tyre there seems to be consistent at a 12.7, 12.8.
14.7 as Ross starts his lap, but I think he's invalidated it already.
We'll jump to him, see. Yep,
Yeah,
he's, but he is on the medium tyre, so he'll be able to go again. He just saves his fuel and nurses that car round.
Exit of turn 1.
Exit of turn 1.
It's going to be a claimer. That corner.
It certainly is. We've got Dracer coming through Sachs curve to start a lap on the soft tyre. We're going to ride on board with him for this. And then so we can show everyone at home, if they don't know already, how easy it'll be to cut turn 1 and invalidate.
Justin, 1:12.6, just watch the end of that lot. That nice and tidy. He's put himself in a good position amongst the big names.
Certainly has up there in P3. Dracer took turn 1 really well. He's now heading down through the parabolica. Yeah, there is a second one.
And into
down to the hairpin.
And it is called the hairpin. Very imaginative names.
Stereotypically German. Call it what it is. Down past the Mercedes grandstand on the right hand side.
And that's the Mercedes corner as well. It's all just common sense, this cornering name stuff, innit?
Yeah. This is the only one I don't get, which is Sachs curve, but I'd imagine there is a reason behind it. It's a good job the race isn't wet here. You'd see a lot of people going off the track. It's a very easy thing to do, go off the track there in wet conditions, you know. Particularly on intermediates.
Yeah.
Dracer goes second, 1:12.4. He'll be happy with that for the time being.
See, I was going to predict him as P5, as that's his favourite finishing position in COS.
It is, Mr. P5.
Anyone else on the lap? Dan Hilton's ventured onto the ultras. The first one to do so.
Has he? Good man. Yes, Jacob, you can. If you start P11, or if you qualify P11, you can have free choice of tyre. We'll jump to him.
Really helpful. I wouldn't have told him.
Oh, he asked in the chat.
And driving at the same time. Yeah.
A lot of the guys do that actually. Dabplan does it. Jacob does it. Perry's done it at one point. I'm pretty sure. The Red Bull guys don't have their race engineer this week. Mitch is away, or if he's back, he's only just got home. So, oh, is that out on track or is that in the pits for Raid?
I think that's out on track, but I'm trying to work out where that is because I've not seen it. Ooh,
sector 1.
That's not great.
Dan Hilton's coming to the pits, but he's hit the pit wall on the way.
Who was that? I think Dabplan has just been blocked in his qualifying lap by Ross.
Well, we'll soon find out.
Who is now in the way of Sergey as well.
Yeah, Dabplan's coming in, he's bailing out of the lap, so I think you're right.
Sergey went down the inside of the penultimate corner to get past Ross and still does a 1:12.3. Still goes fastest.
But not by much. I would imagine he will not be too happy under there, because that was his one lap on those tyres. Let's jump to Ross, let's just see if he's
6 seconds off his best even.
I think Ross has paused.
Well, his car wasn't ghosting, this is the problem.
Yeah, he has. Ross has paused. He's paused the game and his car is just trundling around the track right now, and it's getting in people's way. That needs that'll probably be a penalty coming his way. You can see from the braking on stream, look, in the bottom right. See how the braking fluctuates and the accelerating is very much an on-off motion.
I never knew that. Thank you. See, we're learning something new every day. Brilliant.
I think he's back in control now. It's too little too late. He's essentially compromised 2 drivers' laps there, just because
Doesn't matter.
Sergey's improved again to 1:12.1. Fair play.
On the same, I think on the same set as well.
It will be, yeah, they can only get one.
Yeah,
Who is out on track? We've got, I think Millsy's winding up for a lap, or he's coming into the pits, I'm not too sure.
Just to put into perspective Sergey's time that he's just done, obviously tier 3 guys have not done a complete season yet, which could be a bit confusing to some newer viewers. you did a tier 3 was a new thing we started in Spa, I believe. Was their first round?
Spa was the first race of tier 3 last season, yeah.
So this is effectively their 20th race. But obviously,
I think so, yeah.
it's the 10th or so race of the actual season. So to go off with, we've got the tier 2 times from last season's Hockenheim race, which tier 2 was a 1:11.4, but that was ultra soft, and I believe the fastest soft time was a 1:11.9.
1:11.9.
Yeah, 1:11.8, 1:11.9. So the guys that we usually see at the front of the tier 3, and how me and Danny have been saying, oh, they could easily fit into tier 2. Yeah, it shows that this sort of backs it up. They're not miles off.
And it's as if Ricky did know something we didn't. Tigby goes second. 38 thousandths behind Sergey.
Sorry for that long explanation, but I thought it was
that's worth saying. There'll be people who won't understand and won't appreciate how similar the tiers are. Actually, it's like the guys at the front of tier 2 could quite easily slip into tier 1. And
yeah, some overlap, isn't there?
Yeah, there is, and that's the best way to be with the promotion system that we have here. So there's not going to be anybody who's thrust up or down a tier and is then completely out of their depth or completely outpacing the rest of the field. So
right, 90 seconds to go, and I can tell you something. There is 1, 2, 3, 4 people out on the purple tyres.
Are there now? We've got Perry starting a lap on the soft tyre. He's run wide at turn 1. And I don't think he's not got time to get round again, unless he goes flat. He's got to punch it to get back round in time, and he's going to have to save fuel. We'll come back to him in a minute. Got Lewis Racer, who has a lot of cars in the way as they're all coming out of the pit lane, and I don't know why they're doing it, because they don't have time to finish a lap. The 2 Red Bulls are in real danger here. Lewis definitely doesn't have time to get back round and do another lap. He's got to try and make this one work.
They've been doing this recently. I just don't understand, because they're compromising themselves in terms of race strategy, and in terms of the drivers championship, people like Jacob have been able to really capitalise on.
Yeah, they have. They did have the stranglehold at the beginning, didn't they? I mean, I understand here because you've only got one set of soft tyres, and they are the ones you want to be on. You do not want to be on the ultra softs, but so that's Sergey, Tegovit, Dracer, Justin, Millsies, and Vish. Their positions are locked in.
Dan Hilton improves to 7th, 12.6.
Lewis.
Done 2 laps.
Lewis doesn't improve. Racer will be starting, I would assume, from last place, because Perry is on a lap and he is going quicker.
Jacob's coming through.
Dabclan takes pole, 1:11.7.
There it is.
Can Perry get there? Can he split those two, or can he get ahead? We'll see now. Second split, he's 1.4 seconds quicker than his previous. In towards Sachs curve. Little kick up of dust. Yes, we're watching through the final complex of corners. Didn't quite hit the apex there on the first part of that turn. Shouldn't lose him too much time. It's only 7th. It's only 7th. The 2 Red Bulls missing out there. Big mistakes down at Red Bull, although I think Lewis's lap, to be fair to him, was just compromised by traffic. Sygate was coming out of the pits with 40 seconds to go, or he'd just finished his lap and was in the middle of the road, so...
Well. I didn't see that coming, to be fair.
Oh, neither did I. Bois on pole is on pole for the first time since he changed his name. Time 1 minute 11.750. 4/10 behind him is Sergey, although his tyres were a lap older, thanks to the potential compromising of Ross's AI-driven car. Tiggerby on his debut is P3, Eat the Cookie 4th, Thomas 5th, Dracer 6th, Perry 7th, with a poor lap time for him. He'll be disappointed with P7. Hang on while I pause the stream so I can check the rest. Justin in 8th, Dan Hilton. Dan Hilton P9. Oh, it's on Ultra Softs, but fair play. Raidcon P10, Westboy will be the first driver who has free choice of tyres in P11, Cygate 12th, Darkmark 13th, Millsy's 14th. I can't remember who was after that. I know that there's Jacob down there. I know Lewis is going to be starting last. Jacob I think is 15th.
I'm struggling. Yeah, I'm struggling. Ooh, I don't know if that was Tiggerby or Cygate. No.
Tiggerby or Cygate?
No, Cygate. It was Cygate.
Cygate again. He keeps getting penalties for this.
We do try and say every week. Watch out! Don't press the X. Oh, too late.
Yep. So here we go. It was, Jacob was 15th, Ross 16th. Poor qualifying for him. Vish 17th and Racer 18th after that. Really troubled qualifying for Red Bull. That could really compromise their chances in this race.
Everyone, apart from Dan Hilton, is on the soft tyre. Boring.
Indeed they are, so it should all be a simple one-stop. Around 14 laps on the soft tyre and then 20 on the mediums.
Just out and out pace should decide it.
Should
I
be.
did think someone would try and use the medium, the alternative strategy.
If I was outside the top 10, I would definitely go for the reverse and go for mediums first. As long as you can keep yourself within DRS range of a car in front, you can definitely make up that half-second a lap deficit. So, yeah, it's a shame, but...
I'm also hoping no one picks up front wing damage on the first lap, because for once, mediums will not make it to the end.
No, they won't. It would then force anyone onto a two-stop. So
two-stop.
The only person who would probably get away with it is Dan Hilton, because unless he's really good in his ultra softs, that's what he's heading for anyway. He will be coming in around lap 5, I would think. Lap 4 or 5 on those.
Just some strong showing from our, I say rookies from last week. We're cooking in 4th.
Darkmark not doing so well down in 13th, but you never know.
Still gives them a chance of points, yeah.
It does. I think I started P13 last year and ended up finishing 2nd, so it's all to play for. He doesn't have to give up early. He can make places up here. There's plenty of opportunity to overtake.
18 cars, which is probably the most we've had on the Tier 3 grid.
It is. Only 2 missing tonight. We'll go racing in Hockenheim. Lights out, but we wait, as per usual. And away we go. Great start from Dabclan. Manages to cut off and ahead of Sergey, who tucks in behind, ready for turn 1.
Everybody runs wide.
Tiggerby as well. Oh, there's contact at the back of there.
Yeah, Raidcon has had a little come together.
Someone flew. Oh no, someone went through there, and has he got damage, Raidcon? We'll find out.
No, he's alright, he's good. Braces up 2 positions from the back, but has Vish and Ross. They're going 3 wide at the back here.
Yeah, alright, I can see them on stream.
Contact. Dan Hilton's
it's 4
excited.
wide.
We've got massive crash, and Vish has been spun round.
Millsy's as well. Millsy's alright.
Dan Hilton got absolutely cleaned out. I think Eat the Cookie's got front wing damage on the right hand side.
Vish, I think he's good. No, Cookie's wing looks fine. It's just a poor start.
No, he's been involved in an incident with Thomas and Dan Hilton, by the looks of things. I
Yeah.
think those are the three that went off down at the hairpin. Races up to 12th in the back of the grid, so good start for him.
Ross got a 5-second penalty for illegally gaining a position on the yellow flag, so I would imagine that'll be for the Vish and Millsies incident.
Yeah,
which
I think that one will get.
Yeah, I think it will as well.
Taken off him.
On first glance, it looked like it should be removed.
Let's have predictions for top three, and how many penalties are we going to get today? I reckon it's going to be 18 or 21.
Big movers on the first lap. Jacob up 8 places to P7, and now he's going for Cygate for 6th. Around the outside at the hairpin. Cygate will push him wide.
Wow, Ross from a long way back. Oh, break on with the switchback. Thomas, calm yourself. You'll be very happy about the switchback.
I don't know if Thomas is watching, bless him, with his broken arm. We wish him the best and a speedy recovery, because we need him to be on form for our races as well.
Meanwhile, the other Thomas is having a ding-dong battle with Ross.
He is. Ross making his way through the field.
Yeah.
But let's jump back quickly to the leaders. Cygate as well, up 6 places. Let's keep with position change for now. Interval. Sergey dropping back from Dabclan at the moment. Tiggerby as well, all over the back of him. DRS will now be available. Sergey runs wide, so we'll go on board with the Ferrari. He's running low on ERS. Can he make the move down towards the hairpin? Yeah, this should be a good one. Should be it. Tucks in. Oh, there's touch. No damage done. Tiggerby gives space to Sergey on the inside, but should have the traction with the wider line. And does so. Takes 2nd place from the Russian, but he's fighting back.
Using as much ER as possible to get out of that important DRS detection points, which there is 3 around this circuit, and they can be very, very powerful.
They can. All in Sector 1 and the beginning of Sector 2 as well. Sergey and Tiggerby having a fair battle at the front for P2, and all that is allowing Dabclan to pull away at the front. Gap is now 2.4 seconds to 2nd place.
Joker's up to 6th, 9 places from the start. Our big loser is Eat the Cookie.
Well, started P3. It's now down to P15.
And you can really tell, I was just on board with him, the effect that dirty air has around the track, especially during those mid to high speed corners.
Yeah. Sergey, I think, is... Oh no, no, he's not. He's not struggling at all. Sergey has 70 to... he has 90% ERS, whereas the 2 guys in front of him have nothing. That's where their pace has gone relative to him. He's playing the long game. He'll be looking after his tyres as well, I'd bet.
Racer, whoa! Racer is run wide. Completely run wide. And picks up 3 seconds.
For his trouble, Cygate and Westboy. Westboy's going to go down the inside at the Mercedes corner. Great move from him. Takes P7.
Everybody very close to each other in this midfield.
Yeah, I'm going to jump to Justin. Ross closing in behind. He's got Lewis in front.
Thomas is there as well. Ross is in the pit. Wow. Early stops.
So's Justin as well. Justin's got wing damage.
Left hand side, just seen that.
And so's Ross. I wonder if those 2 hit each other. And Ross has got his 5 seconds to serve. Ferrari crew go to work.
You're going to have to pit again unless they're extremely good on their times. Check out this.
Well, how far is it? Oh yeah, 29 laps. That's, yeah, they're going to have to stop again at some point. I would imagine those 2 will go for fastest lap towards the end of this.
Racer 3 seconds. Raycon gets the move done on Vish. I think he's got front left wing damage. The Haas driver.
You would be right. Raid shuts the door, but Vish holds his ground. You have to go for the double switchback. And then there's... Oh no! The Cookie was in there as well. And he's dropped back now. I hope he's alright and doesn't have any damage. We'll stick with the helicopter view.
Good. Dave plans to extend his gap out front, 2.4 seconds.
And he's holding steady then at the minute. Either that or... Well, Tiggerby's starting to close up on him.
That's because he's saving ERS on a place where you probably don't really saving ERS.
We've got Dan Hilton in the chat taking the blame for the incident early in the race.
He squeezes up Sergey, holds the position.
I'm just watching Raid and Vish go back at it. Vish up the inside at the hairpin this time. And he takes the position relatively easily. Cookie's back on the back of Raid as well. I'm sure Raid's just trying to get to a point where he can pit for mediums and then change his wing. He won't want to go to the 2-stop from here. In the meantime, Perry has got ahead of Dracer and moved himself up to P4. He's now 3 seconds, give or take, behind the front three. And he can start to bridge that gap.
Very interesting gear selection from Jacob there, using 5th.
For turn 1.
For turn 1, yeah.
I wonder if he did a double downshift by accident there.
Okay. DRS from Westboy, he's closing. I think he's going to go for a late one round the outside.
Yeah. Westboy squeezes. How many times have we seen that done over the years? He's into the points, his racer, up to P9.
And Eat the Cookie has gone past Raycon, so the hairpin being a very productive spot for our drivers so far at the moment.
It is. In terms of overtaking at least. Ross and Justin have started to close up to the back of the field. They've gained just over 2 seconds since they've been into the pits. However, you would assume that Ross would catch up to Justin, and he's not doing as of yet, so we'll see how that pans out down there. Thomas is in. And there's no wing damage, so this is scheduled. He's got ultra softs. He's going for the 2-stop.
Ultras. I was going to say, if you went from softs to ultra softs, they didn't. Codemaster didn't help me out there. So you've got ultra softs. Interesting.
So I would say 6 laps on these, and then on to mediums, maybe.
I just didn't see it coming. That's why I'm a bit speechless.
He must have shredded through his softs though to get to that point.
Oh, how? Whoa! Sidegate managed to hold that. That was superb.
Jacobs managed to get past Dracer as well for P5.
Fishing Dark Mark has had an incident. He's off. I don't know who that was with, but he's lost 4 or 5 places.
Yes, he's still got his front wing.
And he's right behind him. See, I can understand why Thomas would stop a little bit early, but obviously still not this early, and put on the mediums, because that middle pack was very Constantine to kill.
It was very constant. It was close, but I don't know why you'd stop then. Like, if you could probably stretch the mediums from lap 10, 11, but not from lap 8. Which is why he's obviously gone on to the ultras, but it doesn't help him at all.
I would have gone mediums first, then ultras at the end. But as we saw there, Racer picked up another 3 seconds, so he's on 6 seconds.
He's just
penalty.
dived down the inside of Westboy, but he's gone wide, and Westboy will keep it on the undercut.
This is a man under pressure at the moment in the championship.
It is. He's trying to keep hold of his promotion spot, and at the minute he's not going to do it.
We're saying this, he's still got another 10 or so of the races to do it. But
He has, and another 15 laps in this race to do it as well, so never say never. So he has gained 10 places.
Out front, Tiggerby's dropping off the back of Dad Clan.
He is, and falling into the clutches.
Well, that gap's not really gone much below 3 tenths or above 3/4 of a second. It's been there or thereabouts. Been very matching each other.
Just in 3 seconds. Sergey's not interested in the overtake at the moment. He's just saving his ERS, but he's going to have a look around the outside. He'll probably try a switchback here. Tiggerby covers it off well.
Westbury before the parabolica, that was easy as moves go.
It was, but Westboy has a lot more ERS to fight back with.
Yep, Cygate's now there with them as well. He's joined the party. Thomas has gone past Millsy. In the same DRS section.
Ricky says in the chat, Vish and Cookie will be joining this battle for P7 before too long, and I think he's right, they will be. You can just see them there in the background coming through. Dark mark on Ross. Down the inside, no complaints.
Oh,
A little bit of contact as well, no damage on the Ferrari. Dark mark cuts the corner to hold the position, and it doesn't do him any favours as Ross swoops through.
Good battling from one of our newer members of the tier.
It is. Sergey's managed to get himself back up to second. But Tiggerby's fighting back and has DRS. He's squeezed wide through the parabolica and then into the hairpin. Can Sergey come back at him with an undercut? Or a switchback rather. He's going to try it.
Gets the move done on Perry. Sorry, Danny.
So no, it's fair enough.
Jacob is through.
Tiggerby holds the position from Sergey and now defends the inside. Sergey thinks better of a move.
Side by side, Westboy's got back through.
Sergey on the outside into sector 2. At the end of it, even into 3.
Tiggerby got past Sergey.
He has. We were on board. It was a great battle through the Mercedes curve section. Now they're coming around to start lap number 12.
Cygate's doing a 2-spell, getting his popcorn ready and having front row seats to the Racer Westboy conflict.
He has. Vish and Cookie have dropped back from that battle, so
Cygate pits, possibly for the undercut.
Yeah, he will. He'll be going for the undercut. If he goes on to mediums,
Yep.
We'll soon find out.
I would suggest he is.
He is. He's on to mediums. Cygate going for the undercut. Keep an eye, everybody. He's out of the pits into P12 as Raid pits with him.
Perry and Jacob at it again.
Perry and Jacob going for it. Jacob holds P4. These two need to work together to catch those leaders, but to be fair, Tiggerby and Sergey are doing them all the favours in the world right now. Dadclan picks up 3 seconds. As far as I'm concerned, he's the first of the leaders.
Outside of turn 2 into turn 3, yeah, gets the move on.
As Perry locks up into the Sachs curve. He's not on ultras, by the way. He is on the soft tyre. That's just the game saying he's on the wrong one. But he is coming at the pits. Perry's going for the undercut. A lap early.
Tiggerby's in as well.
Tiggerby's in as well. Let's jump on board with Sergey, who is... He's got the first and second DRS zones for himself. But so is Jacob behind him, who's now almost within a second, so... You see, if I'm Sergey now, I'm going to be putting it into overtake and pushing hard.
Eat the cookies in. Is Perry... Perry and Tig have got themselves out in clean air. There's no one really near them. Thomas is closing on Perry, but will have to come in probably 1 or 2 laps time, so it's ultra soft. the end of their life. So we've got space to make inroads on Jacob, Sergey, and Dabclan.
They have. Do you know, I'm not so sure the undercut's the way to go. I think the overcut here can work quite well. Because I did it last year with, I think it was me and Wiseboy towards the end of the race, and he tried to undercut me and it didn't work out for him. Sergey runs wide on the exit of the Sachs curve, picks himself up 3 seconds.
Dabclan's in.
Dabclan is in 1 lap earlier than you would expect. Sergey is continuing, so is Jacob. Drace is in as well. They're going to stack at Williams.
No.
Lack of communication at Williams.
Don't hold him up.
He's going to lose so much time.
No, he didn't lose that as much as I feared he was going to lose.
Not too much, yeah. Right, where's Perry and Tiggerby compared to Dabclan? So Tiggerby's just coming onto the Parabolica now. Dabclan is heading round it rather.
So we're talking.
He's gained time. Dabclan's gained time. That's what I mean. The overcut.
4.2 seconds, about the same. It was 4.3 when they went in. Yeah, they extended his lead before he went in the pits.
Fair play. So, but he does now have a car in Vish in the way, although I would expect Vish to pit this time round. There's Jacob with 3 seconds.
So I believe that could be all the front runners now equaling themselves out.
Well, we'll find out. Sergey and Jacob are going to be... Jacob's going again, so Sergey. Let's see if Lewis pits this time around.
So has Westboy. Westboy is going around as well.
So's Lewis. Going for another lap on the soft tyres. Now I think they're going to start to cost themselves time.
They've all got penalties, so the top 5 as they stand are currently on track. All got penalties, so it shouldn't matter too much at the moment.
Jacob now within DRS of Sergey and right on the back of that Sauber.
Meet the Cookie and Vish. Yep, Meet the Cookie gets out in front.
But he is on cold tyres. Or is it Vish that's on cold? It'd be Vish on cold tyres, is it?
Yeah, Vish is just come out of the pits.
Yeah, so the Cookie should pull away. Well, Vish has DRS, so he can keep himself in range if he can get those tyres up to temperature.
So the man that's gained from this, in terms of time, is... Well, Perry on Tiggerby.
Perry on Tiggerby, yeah. The two of them have dropped back from Dabclan.
Yeah, but not on Dabclan. Yes.
Lewis and Westboy are in, as are Sergey and Jacob. So, let's jump.
Sergey's changed front wing as well, Danny.
He's changed front wing. Oh, interesting. That's going to compromise him. But knowing Sergey, he'll have gained a lot of pace from that. Dabclan's out in front. Tiggerby as well. Perry's now jumped 2 drivers to get back to 3rd.
Yeah, Drace has just gone past all of them.
Yeah, Sergey just out ahead of Dracer, who does have DRS. We'll stay with him. I don't think he'll be able to make a move.
Here we go, Westboy on the pressure up against Sidegate. Down the straight. Westboy with DRS, Sidegate comes to the outside.
Late on the brakes from Westboy, that's going to put him at a disadvantage.
Thomas has also pitted as well onto the soft. I'm not understanding Thomas's strategy. Help me.
He's gone. What's he gone? Soft, ultra soft.
He's gone soft, ultra soft.
So he's going to do 18 laps on the soft tyre. Oh.
I mean, if he's practiced this and tried it, then albeit, but this seems very much off the cuff.
Well, you see, if he hadn't pitted when he did, right? Let's have a look. Let's change this to leader. Okay, so if he'd stayed out on the softs for another 3 or 4 laps, say, because he pitted on lap 8, if he'd come in lap 12, he'd now be on the medium tyre and on arguably 20 seconds ahead. He would now be in P4.
he would be with the Jacob Sergey.
Yeah, if he'd stayed on the soft
battle.
tyre, right? Now he might have been in traffic, and that might have compromised him. So even if you say he'd lost another 5 seconds, so that's 32 seconds. He'd be behind. So take 20 seconds off of the pit stop, 12 seconds behind the leader. He'd still be in P4, which just shows that this is how bad the two-stop is around here. It's not quicker unless you are super fast.
So he's just done the move on Justin, and Westport has just done the move on Sygate. Dracer is hassling Sergey.
Yeah, Sergey's really struggling for pace. You know, I'm surprised a little bit because I thought when you said he changed his wing, I thought, oh, that's it. That's why. That's why he's not done
places. Sorry, he's lost 2 places on the stops as well. Obviously,
yeah.
He's had to change front wing, but it's not exactly like he's catching up yet.
No, it's true. He's not. If anything, he's dropping back from Jacob.
And he picked up another 3 seconds the previous stuff as well, so he's on 6.
He's not having a good time of it. And Dracer is within DRS. He's going to close up again down this main straight through the parabolica. And I honestly thought when you said he changed his front wing, I thought, oh, he must have got wing damage. That's what's compromised him. That's why he's a little bit off the pace. But I'm not so sure. 4.5 seconds the gap to Jacob at the minute. That is coming down, but Jacob's going through a slower section, so it'll probably increase again in a minute.
There you go. Perry is still in touch with Tig.
Yeah, he's holding station, isn't he? And I've just found out why Sachs Curve is called Sachs Curve, by the way.
Have you had some inside information?
No, I saw it myself on street. I saw it in my own footage. If you check back to lap 18, anyone who's interested, I don't suppose anyone is, but if you are, lap 18, when the guys come through Sachs Curve, we have a helicopter shot at the camera angle. If you look over the right hand side of the grandstand, there is a big sign behind that says Sachs on it, so I imagine that whatever that sign is representing, that's why it's called Sachs Curve. Might just be the fact that it is there, but that's why, I'm guessing. That's nowhere near as exciting as I wanted it to be, but...
Well, informative, as we always are.
What we try to be. Normally it's Vish and Callie who do all the informing, we just sort of prat about.
Yeah, we see what happens. Just been riding on with our race leader, Dan, or Warren Pole, however you want to call it. Last lap he went over with basically no ERS deployment left for that lap. So I don't know what he's trying to do, because he's saving it all back up again and then seems to... I mean, he's working, because he's got over a 6-second lead, but...
It is, yeah.
Look, he's got no ERS now, so he's now losing time to Tig.
Is he just deploying it in clever areas? Or is he just going one lap flat out, one lap saving?
Flat out, 1 lap saving.
Yeah, I'm going to ride on board with him.
I'm just making my pointless observations as I do.
No, I'm going to ride on board with him for a bit because I want to see this. This could be a really interesting strategy.
What, that you're going to use them?
No, I've got my ARS deployment strategy planned out for tomorrow, but it's just... No, I'm just interested because I like seeing how different drivers perform, both in real life and in contests of speed. You know, like with Senna's throttle deployment, that fascinates me.
Well, anything Senna does fascinates people.
Yeah, but true. Yeah, but like, most people sort of ease the throttle pedal down until they find the grip, hold it, and then go from there. Senna's was much more of a stabbing action on the throttle pedal until he found it, and then it was full throttle, off you go. And that fascinates me. And I don't think there's anyone else who drives like that or has ever driven like that we know about. There probably was back in the day when before telemetry and things like that, but I'm pretty sure there's no one like that nowadays. Yeah, so Dabclan now in mode 3. Perry's close to within DRS just of Tiggery in P2, and he's pulling Jacob with him as well. We could have a great battle for P2 towards the end of this race.
For fresh softs.
Who's this?
Justin just stopped for fresh soft. And now Millsy is chomping at the bit.
We can jump to him.
I think he's now not the greatest traction out of that corner. What's our closest battle on track? Eat the cookie and Thomas. Well, Thomas has just gone past, I think.
And Claudio, you do the maths for me. How much has he gained? If anything. I only gained it all back. Claudio's just done the maths about Dabclan's ERS strategy. He says he lost a second saving it and then he gained it all back by deploying it as he did. So yeah, although he's deploying it again this lap, he now doesn't have anything to use.
Ross is not having a good evening of it, is he?
He's not, no. It's a shame.
To put it in the bluntest of terms.
It's interesting, but we'll see. We see if we can get a twist of fate in his favour. If we get a late safety car here, I think it could be fantastic viewing.
I think these boys that just pitted are going to go for the cheeky fastest lap attempt.
Oh, see, if they're going to go for that, I would have waited and just come in with maybe 4 laps to go, put the ultras on and just go for hell for leather for 3 laps, but...
Who currently holds it? Thomas holds it. He'll be getting 2 points.
Yep.
Possibly more, because he's on the back of Sygate.
He is, but he's got to make those tyres last another 11 laps, so... He's not that far ahead of Cookie, so I don't think that's going to keep him there. Excuse me.
Perry, I've just noticed, is close as he's been for a while.
He is, he's closing up a lot. Can you check the penalties for the top guys? We've got Blank asking.
Don't you worry, Blank, I'll do it for you. That's what I'm here for.
Ross is retired.
Hopefully that's on track.
I think it. We'll find out. We're right on board with our leader. See if we can spot a stricken Ferrari somewhere. Although there's no yellow flags out, so no, I think you're right. I think it was in the pits.
Dabclan is on 3, Tiggerby 6, Perry Nilpois, Jacob 3 seconds as well, Sergey 6 seconds, 6 seconds for Drayton.
Right. Yeah. Perry going for a move around the outside at the hairpin. Tiggerby covers him off. Is there a switchback opportunity? There is.
Oh, too
early on the power.
On that, yeah. The accelerator pedal.
You don't want to punch the loud pedal too early.
So let me do the maths here.
At the minute, it's Dabclan, Perry, Jacob.
Both Perry and Bois are 1 warning away from getting a respective penalty. So, if that happens, if Dabclan gets it and Perry doesn't, that makes it interesting because that'll be 6 seconds versus nothing.
It does, but Perry needs to get ahead of Tiggerby and then close up. So. We'll have to see what happens.
Tell you what, Thomas for the time being is rocketing his way through this midfield.
He needs to be careful doing that. Those tyres are not going to last that long. We'll jump back to him, because he should get the move done here on West Boy down straight towards the hairpin. It's not a straight, is it? Through the parabolica to the hairpin.
It's hardly a strenuous corner, is it?
No. And
West Boy hangs it in there.
he does, late on the brakes, forces Thomas around the outside and keeps the position.
In Sygate. Meanwhile, Sygate goes down the inside.
He does. And gets the position as well. Can Cookie go for a dive? Sygate covers him off.
Thomas and West Boy
There's a
going
potential
out.
for a double switch back here.
He's going to make the move on Dark Mark down the inside. Please get it stopped. Oh, he's gone too deep.
Yes, Dark Mark holds it. Perry holding station, but he's losing time to Dabclan all the way. He's going for the move now. Makes it through, but he's going to compromise himself, I think. No, has he got DRS, or is it Tiggerby with it?
No, he hasn't.
No,
Tiggerby's got it.
Tiggerby's got it, and I'd expect he'll get it back. He'll take P2 back again.
Oh.
Was that some front wing flying off there, or was there a moth on my screen?
I think it's a moth. Let's hope it's a moth.
It was a moth, unless it's for Perry.
Jacob is loving life.
He certainly is, and so is Dabclan. Now up to 7 seconds the lead.
You can tell at this stage Perry's much more comfortable on this set of tyres.
He certainly is. Tiggerby have been pushing hard, but he's not at DRS, and that's going to hurt you.
Thomas and West Boy side go and eat the cookie again.
I'm going to stick with this battle for second place.
Thomas gets the move done.
And Cookie
down the inside. Switch back from Sygate.
He keeps P10 for the time being. Perry's dropped off through that final sector from Tiggerby. Half a second now the gap, and he's under pressure from Jacob.
Justin gets that move done on Mark. Into the same corner as Thomas, West Boy, Sygate and Eat the Cookie seem to be having the action.
8 laps to go. And I think
3 seconds.
As Millsies gets out of the way of second, third and fourth places, Tiggerby goes deep at the hairpin, and Perry's right alongside him. But has a squirming rear end of his own and can't capitalise on the mistake. All of them within half a second now. Potential for a double switchback from Perry. We'll have a look and see if he can do it. Not quite.
Thomas with the switchback. Eat the Cookie gets the move done on Sygate. He thought just changing positions for the fun of it, would he?
Oh no, they would do it when the battle for P2's going, wouldn't they? Which I'm sticking with for the time being.
You stick with that, I'll stick with these guys.
Tiggerby's holding on for now. But I'm not sure for how much longer he can do it, to be honest. And I'm not sure for how much longer Jacob's going to settle for sitting there in P4. He's going to make a move on Perry before too long.
The gap between Jacob and Sergey's come down by a couple of attempts.
As I think Sergey's too far back to make it count. He's got 6 laps to gain 4 seconds. I don't think that's going to happen.
If they keep going at the rate they are, you never know.
I think Jacob's going to get the move done on Perry here, down towards the hairpin. He thought about it, not quite though. Nose to tail, second, third and fourth. Perry locks up, but he's going to go for a double switch back on Tiggerby. Can he defend this time around? He can. Perry carrying too much speed, but Tiggerby's going to go defensive into the stadium section, and Perry could capitalise down towards Sachs curve.
That was getting close.
If he fancied a lunge, he doesn't. He's closer this time than he's been for a long time through this final section. Although it's been his weaker part of the track, he loses a lot of time. And that's what's costing him the chance at an overtake, and he's done the same again here, and Jacob is going to be right on the back of him.
Oh, he runs wide though. quick side note, the guys at the back have pitted and they're going for fastest lap opportunities.
Yeah, it's Darkmark and Millsies. A little bit early if you ask me, but fair play to him. That's a shite camera angle. Change to one board. Tiggerby's got no chance. Perry, oh! Oh no! New underwear please, umpire. Perry looked to the inside, Tiggerby drifted across, and then Perry had to change quickly. He should have committed one way or another. He tried not to, and now he goes for the move. He's locked up but gone deep. And can he hold the inside? He does, and takes second place. But can the Ferrari get him back next time around, and can Jacob capitalise on that as well? Now Perry's got clean air. Can he pull away from these two? I'm not sure he'll be able to with the DRS effect. He needs to hold position for this time around and then he might have a chance. He needs Jacob to do him a favour.
I'm waiting for Westboy to get past Thomas. Racer's not too far behind Dracer.
I think we could go 3 wide into the hairpin here. Tiggerby's going for it round the outside. Perry's going to squeeze him, and Jacob's looking for a way through.
I can't look.
Tiggerby's gone
Jacob,
deep.
Do a switch back in.
Contact with Perry. And somehow, Tiggerby's made that move work after going so wide.
Going down the inside.
Jacob's made his move on Perry, but can one of them hold it?
Westboy's made his move on Thomas, those soft tyres.
Jacob around the outside into the stadium section. He tried it, but he couldn't make it stick, and all that has allowed Tiggerby to pull out a small gap. Oh yeah, I've just seen.
He's catching.
He is. He's got 2 seconds to make up now. He could be in the mix with this. Tiggerby knows this is his chance for a podium on debut. He's not going to get the win. That's Dab plans to lose now. Nearly 8 seconds the lead.
The other Red Bull, meanwhile, is on the back of the other Williams. He's making his move, is Lewis.
I'll jump to it if he gets an opportunity. Give me a shout. Got Jacob looking for a move on Perry. Is he going to be close enough? Not quite.
Yeah, here we go. Lewis is lining him up with the
Easy
DRS.
move. Easy move for Lewis. Up to P6. This is a great recovery drive for Lewis.
Tracer with no ERS or very little left. Not much.
We'll jump back to the battle for P2.
It's round 4, Thomas versus Westboy. Thomas wins that round.
Thomas, does he hold position or take it?
Yeah, he's just taking it back again.
Yeah, Darkmark, fastest lap, 113.5. So currently no one in the top 10 is getting a bonus point.
Yeah, that takes Thomas's bonus point away from him, so he's only going to score 4.
I tell you what, I've big respect to Thomas for the strategy he's pulled to be able to get points still. I just wish he'd gone for a one-stop. That could be messy.
Crucial.
Perry's still clean, isn't he?
Yeah, Perry's still clean.
And then the two round him have both got 6 seconds, so Perry can afford to lose time. I think we're going to see a move from Jacob here. On Perry, he's getting squeezed, but he's going for it. Down the inside at the hairpin. Tiggerby's in the way, so oh, Tiggerby's blocked Perry. Inadvertently blocked him from coming back on the outside and getting the traction. That's going to cost him the position. Or is it? Oh, they've all gone wide. There's contact there. Oh, Jacob's gone. Jacob's round.
Oh no.
Neat piece of car control to get himself back facing in the right direction.
Too deep as well on Westboy, and he's gone wide. Carnage, absolute carnage.
And it was called out in chat. There was 2 people who said it could all end in tears or it could all get messy, and it did. Jacob, the man who lost out, so no fault of his own, to be fair, he stuck it round the outside and just the other guys went into him. So then there were two. Can Perry get ahead of Tiggerby now? He's got no one behind him to pressure. Sergey is significantly far behind. That, to me anyway, he's not going to worry these two. Perry's going to give it everything.
Invasion of the country, both, sorry.
Invasion. Right, get everyone in the chat. Get anyone you want us to interview. Stick their name in the chat.
Nope.
Yes, Steve, he does. He has 6 seconds. And your nominees for driver of the day as well. Stick them in the chat.
Sergey with a switchback. I'll eat the cookie. That's for 10th place.
Sergey is underfueled at the moment as well.
So eat the cookie. Just literally just switched off. So side gates. They're both borderline on fuel.
It is. Can you keep an eye on Dabclan for me?
I will do.
We're going to stick with the battle for second. At the minute, Perry's going to get it on penalties, but can he get it on track? He's going to want it on track. He's got DRS open. We're on board. He's going to try it. He's going to go around the outside if he's going to make it done. Locks up.
Guys.
Switch back. He went too tight. He went too tight. Compromised his exit. That should be it, unless he can find something. Jump though to our leader as he comes through the Sachs curve in the stadium. The crowd roars around him. Through the final corner. Bois on pole. Led this race from start to finish. Takes the win in Germany. And gives himself 25 very valuable points.
Perry, yep, finishes second.
Perry gets second on penalties. Tiggerby third. Sergey in P4. Jacob recovers after that spin to fifth. Lewis P6, great recovery from him. Dracer P7, it's probably the best he would have hoped for coming into this, so I would guess he'll be happy with that. Westboy in 8th. Thomas P9, after that P10 on penalties though. Sygate gets ahead of him and Cookie drops below Vish as well.
Yeah.
Raid will come through to finish P13. Justin coming through the final corner to finish in P14. And I think he's run out of fuel. Yeah, he has. Justin runs out of fuel as he crosses the line. And the final man across, Dark Mark, finishing P15. Mills's, of course, was lapped, so he will have finished earlier than the others.
And was fastest lap. As well.
Fastest lap as yet for Dark Mark, denying Thomas the extra point. Dracer got a puncture towards the end as well.
That's concerning for us.
Well,
going forward.
Great result for Dabclan as he takes victory in Germany. Perry takes P2, which will help his championship hopes no end after a poor qualifying session. And on debut, Tiggerby takes P3. Great result for him. So, as we said, Dabclan finished, or Bois on pole even, finishes first. Perry second, Tiggerby third. Sergey P4, disappointing race for him. Seemed a little bit off the pace, but I'm sure he'll be happy with fourth. Jacob fifth after that spin at the Mercedes curve. I'm not sure if he would have finished there or P4 on penalties. I think it would have been P4 actually, so he might feel a little bit aggrieved of those 2 points. Lewis Racer in P6, great result for him after that fight back from starting at the back of the field. Dracer P7, Westboy 8th, Sygate 9th, Thomas in 10th on a 2-stop strategy, does really well for himself, but lost 5 places. If he stuck to the 1-stop, you never know. 12 seconds of penalties didn't help him either. Those are your point scorers. Vish in 11th, Eat the Cookie P12, Raidcon P13, Justin 14th, Darkmark 15th, Millsy 16th are your finishers. And then your two DNFs are Ross, who retired in the pit lane about halfway through the race, and Dan Hilton, who went out on a lap 1 incident. Fastest lap went to Darkmark with a time 1:13.552, so nobody gets the bonus point this time around. Who are we inviting for interviews? Dabclan obviously is the winner. Who else do we think?
Our championship leader.
Is that Perry? Yeah. Tiggerby, of course, for debut. Anyone else? I almost want to invite Lewis and ask him about that comeback, because he did really well.
Let's see if anyone has said anything else.
So if there's any, so we'll get the top 3 guys in, and if you guys in the chat can't think of anybody else, I'm going to invite Racer in as well. Okay, I'm not seeing... Oh, Dominic's decided it. He's put the deciding vote in for driver of the day. So we'll get these guys in. So we want Dabclan on pole. We want Perry. I'm going to invite Lewis, so I'll ask him about the comeback. Tiggerby on its debut. That's while we're waiting for those guys to arrive. We've got one. Just waiting for the other 3. If they don't join, we'll start with Perry. Let's see it. Let's just make sure your audio set to be shared guidance, and then we'll start. Right, I think we'll get going. We'll just wait for one more, but I'm sure he'll join in due course. We'll start with the race winner. Led from start to finish and pole position as well. I'm going to call you Dabclan because that's what I know you as, but...
Whoa, on pole.
Yeah, but on
Yeah,
pole.
I prefer Dabclan, but I had to change it because I guess it was a kind of a childish name. And yeah, it was a good race. Practiced a lot for this race because I like the fast track. And yeah, I think it's just I was really helped by people fighting behind me when Sergey and the new guy were going at it, and then Perry and the new guy. He helped me a lot, so very thankful for his contribution. But yeah, it was a very good race. Long time coming, finally a win.
Yeah, yeah, you've done really well tonight. I mean, it was a dominant performance. A lot of people in chat have said that. I think it was, what was the gap at the end? Eight and a half seconds, somewhere in there.
Yeah, about there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we were paying close attention to your ERS deployment throughout that race.
Oh yeah.
At one point, where you're going flat out for one lap, saving it for one.
Yeah, it's just because when I saw I think Perry and the new guy, they closed down by a second. I was like, oh nah, it's like 4.8, so I had to pull it out. I had to deploy everything. Every time they got a bit close, I deployed it all. It's just
Well, it worked out for you. It certainly did. It seemed like a pretty lonely race for you as well. Once you got, apart from the first couple of laps where you were under pressure from Tiggerby behind you,
yeah.
and once you got the gap, that was it.
Yeah, I saw the Tig where he pitted, so I was like, because I did that in the practice race and I noticed I lost a lot of time, so I didn't pit a lap earlier. And I put on lap 13, so I got like 2 seconds on him because your mediums take quite time to heat up. And then Sergey, I don't know what he did. He took way too long to pit in. He should have pit on lap 14. I was surprised. And I gained like 6. I was like 7 seconds ahead of him when he came out of the pit, so that helped as well.
Yeah, he had some wing damage as well before he pitted, so we're not quite sure what took him so long to come in. But even after that, he didn't really have the pace to catch up to you guys at the front. So might just be an off day. Just an off day for him, I think. But yeah. Anyway, congratulations on your win as well. The guys in the chat voted you driver of the day as well. So
thank you.
Little extra something to take home with you. So congratulations. I'll move on to P2, Perry.
Yo.
Nice recovery from a poor, well, I say a poor, P7 isn't that bad, but a relatively poor qualifying for yourself. It's a lot of battling as well from you guys at the front during that race that we're keeping an eye on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where the speed was in qualifying, but it wasn't there, obviously. So P7, again, took it easy, got a little bit of help, and unfortunate for the people that were like 3rd and 4th, because like Dan Hilton, I don't know what he was thinking, but he just didn't seem like he braked at all going into the hairpin lap 1. So, and then after that, you know, just doing a little bit of an undercut, trying to get by Jacob, and I got by Jacob with the undercut, and he stayed out longer, and I understand why he did, because he was on the fresher softs, new softs on the start the race. So, yeah, and then stuck behind Tiggerby for quite a while, ran him down, and then caught him, and then he was extremely defensive, and I forget which lap it was, but I feel like, I don't know, he was like, I felt like he almost did a double move in one turn, going into the hairpin, and I felt like I'm just gonna force one up the inside here, and he's gonna either give it to me or we're both gonna crash. So he let me by there, and then I had a rear wing kind of a setup, and probably was too high, and that I gave up a lot of speed once someone was behind me and had DRS. So they got by pretty easily, and then I feel bad for Jacob. I know what he was trying to do to move on the outside, and I'd like to see what the footage says from his point of view and what Tiggerby's is, because I feel like Tiggerby might have ran him wide a little bit unfairly off the track. So we'll see. But yeah, I mean, it stinks that he had such a good run too, and he didn't really get quite the result he wanted. But I'll definitely take P2. One thing I was working on is just staying clean. I knew Tiggerby was running wide often, and I knew Jacob ran wide a few times. So I was just planning on just using that as an, you know, just keeping that in the back of my head that I wouldn't have as many penalties as they would maybe. So yeah, definitely talk about that plan as well. I mean, I know this is a long time coming for him. You know, he's been really putting races together and been, you know, working on getting consistent. He's had some good races, and today is where, like, you know, it all lined up. He perfected it. So congrats to that plan. He by far earned it. And
yeah, just you know, no gotta catch you guys in the championships.
No one was touching him today. So he'll be a force to reckon with the rest of the year.
I'm looking forward to watching you guys have a good old fight at the front. But anyway, congratulations on that, on your P2. That puts you into the definite leader championship now. So hopefully you can hold it and retain your crown come the end of the year.
That's the goal.
Let me see. Is the chap here? No, he's not. All right, Lewis, go.
I was thinking, like, you've invited me purely to add time in, haven't you? You're missing someone.
No, we haven't. No, it was between you and Davclan for driver of the day, and I was going to invite you anyway because I want to talk about the comeback, starting from the back.
Oh yes, yeah. So basically, yeah, I fucked up qualifying, and yeah, I thought I was trying to do a second lap, and I could have got myself in the top 10. Well, I don't know. It was a scruffy lap, and I just thought doing a second lap on those softs
I didn't fancy having a DNF in the first corner. I knew it was going to be a bit of a potentially a scrappy one, so I thought, screw it, let's start at the back of the grid and enjoy the race and come through the field. So yeah, a bit annoying because my first quali lap I think could have generally got me definitely in the top 5. Pace wasn't too far off the quick guys today, apart from Dabpan. Dabpan was in a different league. But yeah, it was great overtaking, clean, no contact made. Really happy with my moves. Was aggressive. Thankfully, it was with an aggressive wing setup. Well, aggressive. I had a bit less downforce on the rear, so when I did use DRS, it was more effective for me. And yeah, it was a good race at the end. It was just constant battling with Trespassing, like lap time wise. I knew I had the fresher mediums for the end of the race, and that's what played out in the end. I got past him with 3 to go and managed to get a big enough gap. I think he had the same penalties as me anyway. So yeah.
He got a puncture as well in the last sector, so it might have helped you a little bit as well.
Yeah. Well, I think because in the end I could just tell the rears, because in the last sector I'd gain up. But I just knew, because I had the advantage of fresh tyres as well in the first stint, it really helped me. Had a really good, a triple overtake at one point down into the hairpin. It was a good fun race, probably the most enjoyable race I've had all year. It's always fun coming through the field. But yeah, after last week's down in the dumps issue in Britain, it was much more positive race, and now we've got more competition, so it's going to be much harder. I can't afford to do stuff like that again. In the past, probably could have got like a P3 or P4. Now there are quick guys in our tier, at our top level, office tier. So I've got to make sure I get quality right for the next race and maximise it for the race. Where are we at next?
Hungary next.
Hungary, yeah. Definitely want to get quality sorted out at Hungary.
Hungary.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Hungary. I love the track.
Yeah,
I like the track, I don't like the tires.
Yeah, that's true.
They just blow up every 5 laps.
Yeah. But I think I better wrap it up. I think we're running on empty at the minute for time. So congratulations on that comeback, Lewis. Great job, P18 to P6. And thank you all at home very much for watching. If you want to watch Tier 3 race again, and we know that you do, tune back in next week, 10 PM UK time, same place. But if you want to watch a race in the meantime, you've got Tier 2 and Tier 1 to look forward to tomorrow night and Wednesday night respectively. And that will be at the same time, 10 PM UK, and that will be around Hockenheim as well. So we look forward to seeing you there. So again, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you all next week. Good night.
Dan, you should